Okay, so in a right triangle, and we know this is a right triangle simply because I'm given this box in a corner, which means that that's a 90-degree angle, which means that that is a right triangle. Well, every triangle has three sides. We have side A, we have side B, and we have side C. Now, these are called the lengths of the sides. Right now we have this side has the length of A, this side has the length of B, this side has the length of C. So the Pythagorean theorem says that if I take A and square it, so this number here and square it, and then take this number here and square it, and add those together, I would get this number here that it's squared also. Okay, so let's take it from there and let's just change a couple of numbers. So instead of A, we're going to go ahead and say that this is a 3. And we're going to say that this is a 4. I don't know what C is, but that's what we're going to use to find out. So instead of A, I'm going to write 3 squared. Instead of B, I will write 4 squared. And I will keep C squared the way it is. So 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. And that equals C squared. Well, 9 plus 16 is 25. So 25 equals C squared. Okay, so this is where you're getting a little bit confused. If you remember, this was A without being squared. This was B without being squared. So now I need to find C when it's not squared. I simply plug it into my calculator, take the square root of 25, and I find out that that is 5. So the square root is the length of the side. I'll be down just a sec. So now let's look at another one. We're going to clear everything off here, and I'm just going to pull some numbers. The numbers don't really matter, but this one says, let's say that this is 11 and this is 10, but I don't know this. This is C. The hypotenuse is always the longest leg in a triangle that it's a right triangle. So once again, we know A squared plus B squared has to equal the square on C. So that means that if I square this number, 11 squared plus this number, and I square it, it's going to give me this number here. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and find out what C squared is. Well, 10 times 10 is 100. 11 times 11 is 121. So now I just add those together. Now I get 221 equals C squared. So going back to the lengths of the sides, that didn't have the 2. That was the A. That was the B. I need to find the C. So I take the square root of both sides. That leaves C. And then I take the square root of 221. 221 square root. Look at that crazy number it gives me. Because I know I don't want to use that number, I'm just going to leave it as the square root of 221. Now that's exactly like the slides that I presented to you in the Nearpod activity. So let's see if that will help